Good evening, y'all. I'm Taylor Ellison. This is Austin After Hours. Thanks so much for joining us. We've got a great show in store for you tonight. Here's what's coming your way. This man revolutionized the movie-going experience as we know it. From one little cinema in Austin, Texas to 29 nationwide, we hear the journey of the Alamo Drafthouse with founder and CEO Tim League. Plus, why his favorite 8 days of the year are just around the corner. And with over 350 flavors in rotation, this Austin ice cream chain is serving up entertainment with every bite. We chat with Amy's Ice Cream's founder and president, Amy Simmons, and get the scoop on why she moved to Austin to start her business and why they're on a mission to make life sweet. But first, clear eyes, full hearts, can't lose, or can you? I take on actor and Friday Night Lights star Taylor Kitsch in a game to see who's really living life the Lone Star way, the one that grew up in Texas on screen or the one raised here in real life. Plus, details on Taylor's new movie, American Assassin, with co-stars Michael Keaton and Dylan O'Brien. Let's head to the Highball Lounge to sit down with this Hollywood heartthrob who, lucky for us, calls Austin home. Cheers.
Cheers. Thanks
Taylor,
for having me.
thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
They have the same name. That
Oh,
make it
this
awkward. So you call Austin home.
I do.
So-
12 years.
Man,
Crazy.
that's so rad.
I'm like 65 years old now.
You know what? An old soul.
Yeah.
Drink up.
I'm gonna have more.
So Austinites love you. Lots of loyal fans are here. So we thought we'd just jump straight to it. We asked the viewers what they want.
Oh, bring it on.
How do you feel about that?
Bring it on.
Like, we love to claim you and say that Austin's your home. So
That's
everyone
fine.
was very excited about
Okay.
it. So to begin, what is his, yes, deep breath. What is his favorite hair product for those luscious locks? Hashtag dreamboat.
Don't use anything in my hair. It's literally natural grease.
Low key good looking. The mayor's office of the city of Austin would like to know, did you ever want to punch JD McCoy in real life?
Absolutely.
And there you have it. Next.
Just in the throat though, so it wouldn't be that bad.
Simple. Someone said, this is lame, but I'd like to know,
Okay.
if you could have a superpower, what would it be and why?
Oh, that's a good one. Okay.
This is very generic, but like flying, come on. That would be so great.
I would die in the first hour.
Why?
Just because I'd get out of control.
Just reckless flight.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
pilot. I'd go with flying or
I'd
breathing
go the no
underwater.
hangovers.
That's brilliant.
I'd do that. As they
That's-
take a drink.
I was about to say cheers to that, because I don't know why I haven't thought of that. Especially as you age, it's like hangovers are almost,
They're buckling now.
you literally can't recover. Inquiring minds would like to know, what do you like about Austin and where do you hang out the most?
The people, first and foremost. Where do I hang out the most?
I
I'm
mean,
not
I
gonna-
think, yeah, tread lightly.
The Drafthouse? It's the people, man. It's hot right now.
It's sweltering.
And
What do you
it's
do to
no
like
joke.
stay cool? Because I just don't leave my house.
get on the
too
lake,
much.
tubing, wake surf, wakeboard.
My lake sport's kind of just drinking beer
Really?
on a boat.
Yeah, makes
You
sense
know,
though.
gotta do you.
It's a good sport.
It's healthy. Don't interview him, make out with him. Moving
Damn.
forward, they jump right to it. Okay,
Is that even a question or a statement?
That
I
would
was
be
like,
a command. Thank you,
Yeah.
Hallie. Do you have a dog?
I'm gonna get a dog.
Because the Austin Animal Center wants to know where you
Oh,
adopt
really?
it.
I would.
Okay, well, he's coming for you. All right, we'll do one more. Let's see. Oh, some of the best memories you have from Friday Night Light days.
Oh man.
I mean, you obviously liked enough to
How
just
much
stick
time
around.
do we have? I have amazing memories. Kyle Chandler and I had some great moments.
Yeah.
Riggins was just so fun to play. I honestly didn't give a I didn't know what a critic was. I didn't know what ratings were. I didn't know any part of the business, and I kind of missed that.
Yeah.
Because
You
I
could just-
literally would just go, and I was never as free as that whole thing allowed me to be, because I made up just so much stuff
So great.
and paraphrased everything.
It's like you kept your energy so clean.
Yeah, so
you know?
it was like, I don't know, I just had such a blast. The cast was awesome.
Do you stay in touch with any of them?
Yeah, definitely. Cons was just with her at her 50th, and then obviously Chan's, and then Plemons, and then Derek Phillips, Billy.
It seems
Those are the core that were
group.
pretty, yeah.
It seems like there were some nicknames there, like what
Yeah,
was
it's
your
very
nickname?
Riggins-esque, man. There's the improv, but what was whose name?
Yours? Did you? I mean, Tay.
I don't give
T.
myself one.
What did they call you?
Oh, I don't know. On set, it would obviously be just Riggs. Or just Kitsch.
Did you know that there's a whole Instagram account about dogs named Riggs?
No way.
I think it's about
really?
you. It's called Riggstagram.
great.
Yeah. There's also a daily dose of Tim Riggins. Have you ever seen that? You know, some people start their morning
No,
with
I have
coffee
not,
and
no.
exercise, and other people start it
That's
with a
great.
daily dose of Riggins.
Well, I'm flattered.
Take a look at this.
It can't be him.
It's him, Irene. It's Ghost.
We're super stoked for this film, and I
Thank
imagine
you.
you had a really good time. It
I
looked,
did
even
have
just
a
the
blast.
trailer is intense.
It is.
What was that like, shooting all the stunt scenes and the fight scenes?
Dylan's high energy, man.
You can't
This is
keep
me
up.
complaining all of a sudden. No, he's a blast to work with. It's intense, obviously, but it's just, I had a blast doing it. Travel the world, do this, hang out with Dylan, and kick the crap out of each other, basically.
Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, a blast.
Any spots you'll go back to just for personal enjoyment?
I had a week off in the transition from going from London to Rome. Tough life.
Someone has to do it,
And
y'all.
me and my best friend, who was with me the duration of the film, who had just retired from pro hockey, had hung out with me. So we went to Prague for a week, and I don't remember what happened.
So it was incredibly enjoyable.
In the best way possible.
In the best way possible. Here's the thing. Some of us literally grew up in Texas.
Yep.
Some of us
Where?
here in Austin.
Okay.
Some of us figuratively, metaphorically grew up in Texas. So we thought we'd play a little round of which Taylor is the most likely to. And we're gonna
Okay.
fill in some Texas activities.
Okay.
Can you get down with that? So
Bring it.
It's really not hard and you really can't lose. Also, there's no wrong answer. So just say who you think is the most likely
know
to do
about
it.
that either.
Okay, here we go. Ready?
Yeah.
Shotgun, a Lone Star tall boy at a football game tailgate. Oh, you do know me. That's unexpected. All right, two-step at Broken Spoke. Oh, look at us go. Jump in Barton Springs in the dead of winter. Done it many times. You too.
I do it.
All right, he'll do it. Crowd surf at ACL Music Festival. That's probably a you thing. Oh, it's a me thing. Okay, having breakfast tacos for every meal. Pretty much a way of life. Yes. But it's when you grow up here. Eating a taco with ghost pepper salsa. Not.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like putting a pepper in your mouth to die. A ghost pepper. It's the hottest thing.
I won't do that.
No. Cheers to that.
Yeah.
That sounds
Cheers
like
to
painful.
no ghost pepper
No
diet.
ghost pepper. And the last one, polish off a vat of queso in one sitting.
Oh, easily. I'll crush
Been
that.
there. We'll crush it. All right. Cheers to you.
Cheers.
Appreciate it. I think let's just
Thanks
say we
for having
tied.
me. You sure?
Yeah, and then just
Even though there was no wrong answer, but now we're just tied.
now we're just tied and we're even.
It's always a competition.
We'll end on that. Taylor, appreciate you.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers. Many thanks to Riggs for hanging out with us. Hope you haven't had dessert yet because you're going to crave some ice cream after this next one. We're getting behind the counter with the Amy of Amy's Ice Cream. I gotta know, have you ever had like an ice cream hangover?
No. You can't have an ice cream hangover.
There's never too much.
No.
You hear that? That is the sound that dreams are made of. Miss Amy, you have been crushing it, literally and figuratively, for about 34 years now. What's your secret?
Well, first, we better put on hats or I get in trouble.
Okay, let's do it. Do you have hats?
I do. Woo-haw.
Okay, not just any hat. Can I take this one?
Yeah. We're in the business of entertainment.
It's part of the uniform. All right, and then what happens?
So now we really want to crush into every bite of the ice cream without it getting too melty.
I'm still just curious.
I know.
How you even got it to that
you're
level.
gonna need something here. You get melt in your mouth. chocolate chips.
Oh, perfect. And where's your form come in? This is my
Well,
form.
yeah, it depends on how hard the ice cream is. Sometimes you really got to get at it, and sometimes you just have to go fast so it doesn't melt too much. This might be a little too melty for a customer, but perfect for me.
It looks right up my alley. I have to be honest with you, at one point in my life, my body was like 96% Mexican.
Yeah.
That's like the flavor of all flavors.
No wonder you look so great.
Exactly. We got to know from the expert, like, what's your go-to flavor?
Belgian chocolate Reese's peanut butter cups. Hands down, 34 years.
34 years
Yep.
still doing the same
Yep,
flavor?
Same flavor. I love to taste everything, but if I'm getting a whole ice cream, that's what I'm eating.
And that's when
Yeah.
you know it's good. So you said we're in the business of entertainment. I feel like, most places people go, they don't want to wait in the line, but here, the line is half the fun.
It's really about, having some entertainment. Most people aren't coming into Amy's because they're starving. They're coming in because they're treating themselves.
You're absolutely right.
My real secret is
Listen up, this is the real secret.
people I get to work with.
I love
They're
it.
insanely wonderful.
It's always about the people.
It's always about the people.
Employees are like the real pros. Excuse me, not employees, the scoops.
Scoops.
They know what's up. So let's bring Sam out so he can show like
Sam,
the real tricks.
dreamy. He's one of our best.
Oh my, look at that
Yeah.
handiwork. So how good do you have to be to compete?
Well, I'll tell you, I can't do any of this. I can't even be a judge. I'm so bad. But Sam's incredible. You really have to be great. They practice all the time.
So I'm ready to see something incredible here, Sam. Let's go for the gold. I feel like something big's about to happen.
You ready?
Okay.
Here we go.
Around the world.
Around the world.
Holy moly. He's like, that's not all I've got.
Pressure's on. Yeah.
I mean, and on TV. Look at that. What flavor are we working with here?
So that's Mexican vanilla with Oreo.
Perfect. That's my order, Sam. Thanks.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Do you want to head to the photo booth and make a memory?
Yeah, obviously. Thank you. How'd we do?
See how we look.
It's always nice to
Cute. That's when we didn't know it was starting.
That's the surprise. It always, the first one you never know. This was actually always my favorite part of coming here as a kid. We just had rolls and rolls of these photos.
I met my husband through the photo booth.
Did you really?
Yes.
How did that, were you all pushed up tight in a photo booth?
No, so I didn't like him very much when I first met him.
Oh,
So
really?
he put the photo booths in here, and I was like, I don't know, we'll
Actually,
see,
not
we'll
sure
just
about
try
that.
that. But it turned out to be a big part of people's experience and memories in it.
I love that. Your Prince Charming just showed up
Yeah.
on your doorstep with a photo booth.
Yep. We both kind of went our own ways, and then we came back and fell in love. I moved to Austin to start Amy's because I fell in love with what Austin is. So I feel like it's not a coincidence that we have a similar culture of being creative, being intelligent, being a little irreverent.
Yes.
Just having a great time while you're working.
Yeah.
And really being a part of other people's lives. Our mission statement is to make people's day.
I'm just going to start using that. That is such a good way to go about your life. The scoops create the culture of where you are, and each Amy's kind of has, a distinct feel to it, but there's this common thread. It sounds like sometimes things get more bizarre than you would anticipate. So tell me a little bit about locking customers in the Amy. Usually you're trying to get customers out on their way, right? But you guys lock people in.
So this is kind of a famous Amy's story, is a creative problem solving. If you've ever worked in a restaurant, you get kind of frustrated when the customers come in 5 minutes before you're closing, and somehow huge rushes come in. It's like they wait down the street.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's like you've cleaned up everything and then the masses come in.
So this employee decided to combat that feeling of negativity. He was going to make it a blast. So what he'd do is lock people in at midnight when we were closing, and he'd ask, are you comfortable with this?
Naturally, yes. Are you comfortable? We
Yeah.
put you in an escape room.
And so he would teach them the time warp from the Rocky Horror Picture Show. And so it became kind of a cult thing. People were coming, and I didn't find out about it until somebody was downtown at night, and they go, I gotta go back to Amy's to get locked in. And I'm like, what? It's weird. So I came to Amy's at midnight, I got locked in, I had a blast.
And you had to dance your way out.
Exactly.
You invest in your employees and scoops. I just love that. The MB Amy's program. It doesn't get much better than that.
So on your deathbed, you have to look back and you have to have contributed something that you feel is significant, right?
Yeah.
And so education has always been a huge value of ours, but also, people having control of their own lives and being able to actualize what their dream is.
Yeah.
And so MB Amy's business teaches financial statements. We practice open book management. And so our folks, scoops, can read financial statements like your banker can.
I feel like this location right here on 6th and Lamar, in the heart of downtown, is kind of like a time capsule of old Austin. And one of my favorite things growing up was you didn't just get served ice cream from the counter. Sometimes we would throw it over 6th Street. Does that ring a bell?
Yes, it's been known to happen.
But could we maybe just try it
Maybe today for you, since we've had so much fun.
Okay, and we'll just a quick disclaimer, don't try this at home.
Yeah.
This is just a nod to the throwback days.
Right.
But do you throw it?
No, not me. I'm
Okay.
really nice, and I'm gonna scoop a mean ice cream, but I can't throw.
Okay, well let's maybe get Sam and get out there.
Are you ready? This is a little scary.
A lot of scary. They're running with the ice cream so it doesn't melt.
It's 103 out.
Yeah. All of a sudden I am very scared.
You're not going the street.
Go to the street, she said.
You're not allowed to go in the street.
Oh, that was so good!
Oh, you can get it, you can get it.
Oh, yes! It made contact! Nice job, Sam! Oh, guys! Sam, this is a me problem, not a you problem. All right, Amy, safe to say, you just made my day. Yeah. Do you have a spoon?
Yeah, I don't know, that one is on the ground.
Thank you. Amy, thanks for making some childhood dreams come true. Stick around. Up next, we talk to the man who revolutionized the movie-going experience as we know it. Hear how the Alamo Drafthouse almost didn't happen. Because you've gotten really involved in some big pop culture conversations. Did you anticipate that as a part of your role when you started the first Drafthouse?
I think I just can't shut up.
It's a big year. 20 years in, 29 theaters, 6 in Austin, this being the latest greatest here at Drafthouse Mueller. A lot has changed. What would you say is one thing that is still the same after all these years?
Really, I got into the business without any qualifications. My wife and I just kind of leapt into the business, and the only thing we had going for us was that we really love movies, and we try to keep that forward. So we're still loving what we're doing. Alamo was our second theater.
Yeah.
Like, we opened a theater in California, and it was a miserable miserable
Yes.
failure.
Yes.
We were living in the theater. We had to sell all of our stuff and get out of our leases and live behind the screen for 18 months. It was depressing, and even after all that, it failed. So we came here to start again.
I have to tell you, we were all really spoiled as kids from Austin because we didn't know there was any other way to see a movie. You just really revolutionized the movie-going experience. Where was the food and the drink and the experience concept? Where was that all born?
What we did before we opened up is we thought about what we liked about going to the movies and what we didn't like.
Yeah.
And there were certain things that we didn't like that we tried to improve upon. And one of them was the concessions offerings. And for better or for worse, I love beer and wanted to introduce that into the Drafthouse aesthetic.
I think we all thank you for that. The logistical side of things, in the theater, it is, very purposefully kind of lo-fi, right? Like you write down pen and paper, stick it up like a flag. And how did you make sure to keep that the way that it was done, especially in this digital evolving age?
I love technology, but ultimately the lo-fi method is the least distracting.
Yeah.
And that's the most important to us.
Yeah.
So.
And also, it's kind of fun.
It's
You're the
working.
moviegoer. You're like,
I don't have any plans on eliminating the little pieces of paper anytime soon.
good, that's good to hear. And what about just the way it feels kind of like these magic fairies come in and bring you this delicious food and drink and then they leave at the exact right time? How do you sync up the delivery and all of that?
Over the years, we've understood that what we do is kind of specific. People may have food service experience, but we're training people to understand how to be as ninja-like as possible inside the
That's
theater.
what it feels like.
We've really appreciated this app that's out there called Run P.
Okay.
So when a new movie comes out, we'll look it up on Run P, and it gives you the exact time that nothing's going on in the movie that's critical to the plot or the action, where you can go take a pee break. And so that's a good time for us to also deliver the checks.
Obviously, everybody loves the movie, but sometimes what makes it so fun is like the previews beforehand and the PSAs. When did the PSA idea get implemented, and what's one of your favorites?
Well, the Don't Talk PSAs came pretty early. I think it was about a month and a half into operation. There was a screening of Blue Velvet, and we had a very cheap Pabst Blue Ribbon special, and maybe people were, drinking one too many Pabst Blue Ribbons and getting rowdy and rambunctious. And I went into the theater, and I just saw the audience get out of control, and it made me sick. Quit talking to my theater! Yeah. And so the very next day, I bought a copy of Final Cut Pro 1.0, learned how to use it, and then cut together the first Don't Talk PSA. And I think my favorite of those has to be the Ann Richards one. So in her retirement years, she was a huge movie fan. She would come to the Alamo probably once a week.
Really?
And she called me into the theater one day, and she put on this really angry face. And she's like, "I'm upset with you because you have not asked me to do a Don't Talk PSA." And I was like, "We're gonna do this tomorrow." Like this. And so we shot it, and then what she liked to do is, if she was coming to see a movie and she liked for that PSA to play, and then she would wait in the hallway, and after it played, she would just go sit right next to somebody, no matter how many people are in the theater, and just kind of mess with that person.
That is hysterical.
Because she's like, was the most awesome human being ever.
Yes. So one thing that has always stood out to me is the really robust programming. It's not just seeing a movie. There are sing-alongs and quote-alongs and Master Pancake. How does that evolve over time? And what does the team look like to collaborate with those ideas?
Well, I mean, the team actually includes our customers. I think it's just a matter of knowing that you don't know everything yourself and keeping your receptors open.
Yeah, I think that's such great advice. And that lifetime feedback is nice, right? Like in a social media
Oh,
era.
It's nice and it's awful.
I was about to say, as soon as I said that, I was like, that's a mixed bag, actually.
We've done 4 editions of this. It's a mystery Nicolas Cage marathon where it's all day long, 4 or 5 different movies. People don't know what they are, and we just revel in the glory that is Nicolas Cage.
Hello, I'm Nicolas Cage.
And we've been trying to bring him since the first one, and he finally agreed, but we kept it secret from the audience. Then in storms Nicolas Cage, and we didn't know this was going to happen. Right off the bat, he did a complete recital of Telltale Heart, the Edgar Allan Poe. Very long story. It's like this is a 9-minute
And that was
rendition.
not planned. You didn't know that was
No, I
gonna
had no idea,
happen.
but it was amazing.
Yeah. What would you say has been really unexpected?
Growth, for one. I mean, we opened up the first theater in 1997, and that was our master plan. We're going to open up this single-screen theater, and maybe we'll retire from it. At first, I was resistant to the idea of expanding. Once we started to do it, we can make a difference to help support independent films on a bigger level, and that's really satisfying. That's where I'd spent a lot of my time. Fantastic Fest has been my baby for a while. We're into our, I believe, 12th year this year.
Wow.
And so it's a celebration of genre films, so horror, science fiction, fantasy, and weird movies from all over the globe.
Yeah.
Lots of celebrities coming through, and we try to have 5 movies every day and then end with a crazy party each night. And it's a grueling 8 days, but it's my favorite 8 days of the year.
And is there any party that is not crazy enough that you can tell us about on television?
Sure. The one that's makes people scratch their heads sometimes that we're able to do this is called the Fantastic Debates. So we have people that engage in sort of high school type of debate where it's an issue that's facing the film industry, and it's directors and it's stars, and they go head to head, very serious debate. But at the end of the debate, they pull out the podiums, and the debaters are wearing boxing gloves and headgear, and so you end with 2 rounds of actual fisticuffs.
Buckle up.
It's amazing.
I know you said that this grandiose wasn't necessarily part of the plan.
Yeah.
But now that you can look in hindsight, what advice might you give someone starting a new creative endeavor?
I left a career where I didn't want to retire from it. I was an engineer out of school, and a lot of people can be happy. I wasn't happy, and so I tried to think of something that was going to make me happy.
Yeah.
and I love movies, and I still love this job. So, I mean, trying to find something that makes you happy is good. And your
Follow
kids
that.
should be nice people.
And also just be kind.
Yeah.
Tim, cheers to you. Thank you so much.
Cheers.
Happy 20th anniversary.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for sharing your time with us, Tim. Can't wait for Fantastic Fest. And thank you so much for joining us on this episode of Austin After Hours. Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon with more great Austin stories.